Welcome back to another video on the FD. Today we're going to be upgrading the stock ignition system. Car's been off the road since early summer. Had some issues with the wiring in it. So I took a look at it and it seems like the main fender harness has some continuity issues where it's not sending a signal to the trailing coils. The leading coils are still firing, but I decided to replace the whole thing. This has been on my list for probably a couple of years to replace the stock system with something newer. So this is the kit that I'm replacing it with. It's from a guy on the forums called, can't remember. I'll put his link in the bottom. You can check him out. But it's a set of AEM coils. They're genuine AEM coils and not the cheap Chinese knockoff ones. And I went for the sidewall mount. These are the wires that come with it. They'll go off the coils into the plugs right there. Comes with some hardware to install it. Comes with instructions as well and how to set it up in your Power FC. So that's all set. And comes with this really nice harness. I told him that my battery was located in the trunk. So I asked him to extend the ground to the trunk, and you can see he did that. So I've got plenty of room to run this wire through the cabin, underneath the carpet, and into the trunk where my battery is located. And the wire itself is really, really nice. I wasn't expecting something this nice from someone on the forum, but wow, I've got to say, I am really impressed. It's well heat shrunk, it's well built. All the connectors are labeled. You can see here again, L2, T1, L1, T2. Comes with the plug, so it's pretty much 100% plug and play solution. There's no wire splicing or anything like that. You just take out your old igniter, plug this right in, and secure the positive and negative battery terminals. Plug the coils in and hook the spark plugs up and set up the Power FC. You should be good to go. Should solve all my spark issues. Then the Power FC will send a signal directly to the igniter plug, which will send them directly to the coils. So bypassing the entire wiring mess that is the fender harness and the old 25-year-old hardware. Gonna start off by putting the hardware in the engine bay wall. There are 5 pieces. This holds the main bolt in place, and then this is the secondary. Gotta install those, and then we'll install the coils next. For that, we're gonna plug the plugs into the actual coils, and then finally we'll install the plug wires. That should be it. It's pretty straightforward. Nothing crazy. I've already gone ahead and removed all the old components. The stock coils are located under the intake manifold, so I wanted to save all the trouble of going through this to not bog the video down. The old coil harness snakes under the oil filler neck. Take that out. The twin power I had on there, took that apart, or took that out along with the harness, and the igniter, which usually sits on the sidewall here. So you can see the plug is still down here. That's where we're going to plug the new coils into, and the new coils will fit right down here on the side of the engine bay. This is the old coil harness, but you can see the wires are all frayed. Right at the plug here, you can see that the wires, they're coming apart. And when I actually opened this up, the signal wire for the trailing coils had split in half. So it's going to bypass all this junk here, and it runs into here, into the main harness, which runs underneath the fender, on top of the fender liner. So I had continuity issues between the trailing signal coils, or the signal wires, inside the fender harness, and it was just a nightmare. I didn't want to pull the entire harness and redo everything. So having found that out, it's going to bypass everything. Now we're going to get onto installing the new setup. Here's a quick and dirty look at what the little mounting hardware looks like. The big one goes here and the small one goes here. Then you thread the threaded rod through. Here's the finished installation of the coils and the harness. Still have to plug the rest in, but pretty straightforward. You can see bolts right there. That's a nut and bolts there. All right. Pretty much done here. The coils are on there. The coil wires are on. Really easy installation. Great kit. I grounded the harness to the rear rotor housing You see it's down there. It's where the stock ground was for the original coils. And I ran the battery positive to the fuse box as per the instructions. So that's on there. Still have to run the wire to the rear cabin, the ground for the battery negative. It's right there. So I'll do that. Just snake it through the cabin, run it into the trunk where the battery is. Other than that, really, really good kit. So far, no complaints. Once I get the ground wire on there, I'll program the Power FC to take advantage of the smart coils, and then we'll fire her up and see how she runs. Okay, it's been a few days since we put the AEM coils on and everything. It's a little warmer today, but still cold as hell, and I don't think it's gonna get any warmer anyways. So we're gonna try to fire it up. I got some gas. Well, you can see my little jug. It's supposed to be 10-liter jug, but only fits 8 liters now. So I put 80 milliliters of premix in there, doing about 100 milliliters per 10 liters. So I think that's like 1.3 ounce per gallon. I don't know. I did the math a couple years ago when I put the engine in. It's more than normal just because I'm running the RA or the RA Super Seals in there, and they're supposed to be pretty rough on housings if you don't premix enough. So better safe than sorry. Also still breaking it in. I think it's got just over 500 kilometers, so that's another reason to be running more premix. So going to fill this up and then try starter. Well, I did charge the battery. It's been on trickle charger, so that should be all right. And I put everything back in the engine bay, like the intercooler and the strut bar. Secured that again. So as soon as this is full, because it's pretty much empty, the gas tank will see if it starts with the AEM coils and see how it runs. Okay, let's fire this up. My wife got me a GoPro for Christmas, and I just bought a memory card for it. So I might be able to give you guys figure this out. Does that work? Yeah. Might be able to give you guys up close and personal footage here. Let's see. Keys in there. Oh. We're let's see. Cross your fingers, everyone. Whoa. Oh. Oh yeah. Listen to that. Fired right up. Okay, check everything. Things seem to have cleared up quite well. Car, where are we at now? 83, 81, 84, yeah, good. About 2,000 RPMs. I'll have to dial the idle back in once it's warm out. It's springtime, but I did address the coolant leak there, tightened up the clamps here, that one, and that one, where I had the intercooler off, but yeah. I think we're back in business, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah. And there, see, exhaust is all cleared up. A little bit of premix still coming out there. Okay, RX-7's all done. Everything seems to be running well. Let it warm up and shut it off, and it's gonna let it cool off. It's gonna sit here for the next 4 months or so. I got a few small things to do. I mean, I gotta put the transmission shield back on. I took that off when I put the wire harness in and never really put it back on. And I gotta clip the stock coil harness and insulate that. I disconnected the battery, so it's not got an issue while it sits. Maybe in April, 4 months or so, we'll be able to take this to Speed Sport and the NSX. I don't know. My wife wants me to finish the Skyline. She likes it. She wants to learn how to drive standard using the Skyline, which I'm all for. Yeah, I mean, she got me an awesome GoPro. She got me new gloves to work with, new mechanics gloves. So I got a ton more parts for the Skyline. So we're going to be doing that next. That should be a fun little project. Next 4, 5, 6 videos, however long it's going to take. So thanks for checking this out. If you like this stuff, we'll definitely do more RX-7 content once it warms up. We can take it out again. NSX content too. I want to order a couple parts for that, and Skyline. We're going to do a lot of Skyline next little while. So if you like it, subscribe, like, favorite, share, bell, tell your friends, post it on ICQ and MSN Messenger, and tell your grandparents and subscribe, and see you next time.